So now we should have sound. So ignore the first 5 minutes. We should have sound. Do we have sound now? Hang on. See, nobody. See, that's what happens. We didn't do our warm up. We didn't do anything. Didn't do nothing. We got a thumb. Oh, we have sound. I could hear sound. Yeah, we have sound. Somebody thumbs up the thing already. We got somebody in chat. Who do we got in chat? What's up, Darren? How you doing, brother? Yeah, no, we got it. Darren, we got it. I forgot to unmute the stupid chat. Do you hear everybody, Darren? What? They should be hearing you now.
They should be.
Let's see.
Okay.
Do we have everybody?
Yeah. I gotta tell you,
Alive still. Nice to hear that you're still alive. Darren, do you hear me and Jonathan and everybody else and Ben as well?
Yeah.
Talking, testing.
He just hears and sees you.
What does he do? Oh.
He says, never mind, he hears us now.
Okay, hang on. Now let me see if I could capture go to the actual to the second desktop.
YouTube.
There we go. Now I gotta start capturing that desktop.
Which account?
We're fixing it right now. I had issues this morning, so it's kind of thrown me off my game. And now you should be getting ready to see all the fellas just out live.
You want to hear something funny, Alex?
Now we should see everybody.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Alex, apologies to the group and the streamer group, if I don't have my webcam on. It's broken right now.
Hey, Josh is in the chat. How you doing, Josh?
Josh, what's up, brother? And apologies, Ben has no webcam. It's
blame Windows. So the reason,
it doesn't work in Linux either. Sorry, guys.
Yeah,
we can't do nothing about it.
So the reality of what happened this morning, this afternoon, why the podcast didn't go live, is because my 10-plus-year-old, I can't honestly remember how old it is, died, and it died, and I had to run out and buy a new power supply. So I bought a gold-rated modular power supply. The power supply I had was one of the first modular supplies that came out. I remember that. And so I was able to go get one that was now 900 watts. I had to change a few cables out, but I got it all installed within an hour. Went and got the power supply. It took me an hour to go get, because it's the Fry's Electronics is in another city far away from me. And so I had to drive there to get it. Got it, came back, threw it in, got it all up and running, got everything all dialed in and everything, and I am now doing well. You're waiting for somebody to pull you into voice chat.
Yep. And he came straight in, and here we are.
Okay, so
the only downside is the main podcast is tomorrow, not today.
Do you guys want to pull Josh in?
I'm cool with that.
Pull him in.
Come hang out. I don't care. What do you think, John?
Go ahead, pull him in.
I mean, I guess. Okay.
Yeah, we'll make it work.
Yes, here in not to quote.
Hey there, Josh.
What's up, Josh?
Hey, Josh.
What you call it? God, I can't remember. No, I keep wanting to say Beaverton, but it's not Beaverton. It's up here in just outside of SeaTac, in Washington State. It's in between Seattle and Tacoma. There's a Fry's.
I wish we had that here. We don't have Micro Center or Fry's or anything like that.
Oh, you got
have to go to Texas.
All we have is Best Buy.
I was gonna say you probably got Best Buys, right?
Yeah, we have Best
Buy. We have a few other off-brand computer shops, but nothing major like a Fry's or a Micro Center, nothing like that.
You know what's nuts about the Best Buy here? You can't buy computer components from it.
Yeah.
You can't buy RAM. You can't buy motherboards. You can't
Nope.
buy
There's
CPUs.
nothing.
You
Nothing.
can't buy anything.
Is there a computer
the
section
only
at
thing that
all?
You really have here.
Nope. Okay, correction. There's laptops, and that's it.
Yeah.
At least,
I mean,
okay.
Best
No, wait,
Buy
they have
here has
pre-built.
stopped selling parts.
I think they have pre-built.
I was gonna
but
say
that's it.
But you can go buy
Yeah.
peripherals, right? You can buy like hard drives, external hard drives, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
So-
unfortunately, like
Darren, I'm not sure if they're in Spokane. So Darren's saying we didn't have a Fry's in Spokane anymore. You're from Spokane, Darren? Wow, he's local. That's cool. We just have a Best Buy.
Go hang out with him.
Yeah, dude, that'd be cool to meet him.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool to meet him. Heck yeah. I have a couple friends. I have a couple friends that live in Spokane. I've been to Spokane twice. Spokane's it's like a big city that like kind of like Tacoma. Nice, Darren. Nice. It's kind of like Tacoma, but it's like out in the middle of nowhere. Like you go through like the middle section of Washington State, and it's like desert. I mean, you have a military base out there that has like storage facilities and stuff like that. And then after that, then you have Spokane, and it just like is a metropolis that pops up in the middle of nowhere. And then you go to Idaho after that, and once again, you're back into farm fields.
Yeah.
It's the
like
second.
me
It's the second
driving
biggest.
through Iowa
It's
with
the
my
second
family.
biggest city in the state.
Hmm.
Dude, that's cool. Got a local
have
boy
the
in the chat.
luxury
That's
of-
awesome.
I
Hey,
have
Dan.
the luxury of if I turn one way, I can get to Micro Center in Columbus. If I turn the other way, I can go to Micro Center in Cincinnati, and they're both equal distance from me.
This is so unfair.
Well,
It's
you
so
know-
unfair.
You know what's surprising? I mean, yeah, he says Spokane really sucks nowadays. Yeah, well, Tacoma ain't much better, man. In fact, I live in the Hilltop area. For the longest time, it was known as Tecompton. You know, but no, you know, if it would say something a lot for Washington being, you know, like, you know, the headquarters for Microsoft and Amazon are here. If we don't have, you know, tech stores here at all, I mean, it'd be like, really,
I mean, Amazon's there. Why
Yeah.
would they have a tech store?
huh?
Mhm.
Amazon's there, so why would they have a tech store?
They are the
Buy
tech
everything
store.
on
That's what my
Amazon.
point is.
Mhm.
Yeah, fair enough.
I mean, they are the largest tech store. I mean, granted, they have, you know, American made, but mostly Chinese made stuff all over the place.
Yeah. Yeah, they are. They are the tech hub.
Compton. He says they
But, you
call
know,
they call
in-
Spokane Spokompton. That's funny.
Hey, it could be worse. Hey, it could be worse. It could be calling it pecan.
Yeah. So, what have you guys been up to? What's new in the tech world, or new in the Linux world for you guys?
Oh, I've been rewriting my entire Emacs configuration because I realized that my Emacs config has existed from like Emacs 24. Now there's Emacs 29, which incorporates a few too many new things, and I'm basically might as well just rewrite the whole thing from scratch.
Mm.
Jeez. Yeah,
Mm.
I saw that in I saw it in your Discord, Josh. It seems like a hell of a process.
It's actually not that bad.
Yeah.
I attempted setting up everything using Alpaca because, you know, I decided, you know what, we're going to try like following a YouTuber's configuration rather than like coming up with my own. So I was watching DT's configuring Emacs series, and he's using Alpaca, so which is a
All right, Darren, go have enjoy your break. He's
All right,
just
have a good one, Darren.
yeah. He said he was going to go step out for
Yeah.
5 minutes.
Oh, all
Take a
right.
break.
But anyways, it turns out that Alpaca is a wonderful package manager when it actually works. And for me, it was failing to install the most critical application that I have for Emacs, which is Maggot, which is the built-in Git client. So, if you've ever used like Vim Fugitive or like VS Code's Git implementation, it's Maggot is like that, but Maggot is better. Trust me, it just is. It is so good that it's literally what inspired Vim Fugitive.
Oh wow. Well, I'm in a less technical savvy world. I'm enjoying my trackball mouse that I got. I got the M575. I was so in love with it that I was inspired to make a video.
I saw that video, and I actually want to disagree with you because trackball.
What's new?
Trackball
Don't you
mouse.
always disagree?
Oh my gosh! Come
What's
on.
fucking new?
Hey,
Okay.
I'm siding
So
with Alex
in
on
terms
this.
of first-person shooters, trackball mice are actually not as good as you think they are. You can use like the thumb ball, or you can use like the finger ball, and neither one is particularly great for the first-person shooter because, well, yes, that you can play a first-person shooter with the trackball mouse. It's not nearly as accurate as the normal person basic mouse.
My question is, Josh, what if you're not a gamer?
Yeah,
If you're not a gamer, then trackball's perfectly fine to use.
bingo.
In
That
fact,
was my
this is my
perspective.
daily
That's
driving
what I'm
mouse.
saying.
That was my perspective. I even said
Yeah,
that.
same.
I even said that in the video.
Well, then I guess I'll have to rewatch the video because I could have sworn that you said.
I said I feel like a gamer even though I'm not a gamer. I felt like an actual gamer. But that's okay. Go back and watch the video. I appreciate that.
To be fair, I have been working really, really difficult. Like when I'm not sitting at home just working on an Emacs configuration, I'm literally at work keeping the plant operating.
Mm-hmm. I understand.
So I've gone with no sleep, of course. So
Mhm.
I may or may not be misremembering things.
That's okay. No big deal.
That's fair.
But no, yeah, dude, I've been loving this. I've been loving this mouse, and this mouse is absolutely. In fact, I even messaged Matt. First off, I messaged him, thank you, and him and I've been talking about it and stuff. And I even told him, I said I'm actually looking at upgrading already. You know what I'm saying? It took me a few days to get the learning curve of it. You know what I mean? Of how to operate it and not zooming past it. And now it's like I wish it could go faster. I've gotten to where I could try to make it go faster, but I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah. Now, if you're using like a desktop environment that lets you enable a setting, like if you're using a thumb ball like this mouse, this is the Logitech MX Ergo.
Mm-hmm.
The adaptive mouse control is
Yeah.
actually worthwhile.
Yeah, I turned it on.
Yeah. And then if you guys are curious about what this mouse is, this is
What is that one? That's the Kensington. Yeah. I showed that in my video when I was doing my video in the background while it was scrolling through in the B-roll.
Yeah. The one thing I really like about this mouse is actually the scroll ring.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the scroll ring, but I don't like the positioning of the buttons. So I've actually got a Elcom mouse coming.
The huge?
In the mail for.
The Elcom huge?
Yeah, the huge.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give that one a try because it's actually going for really cheap right now.
Well, there's Darren's back. So the Game Ball. Have you seen the Game Ball mouse?
I have seen the Game Ball. I just don't really see a reason as to why I would buy the Game Ball.
Well, they've got a new one that's literally, I swear to God, if you look at it, it's limited edition, but then it's going to become a standard edition. It's just like the Ergo, only it's got the ceramic rollers in there and the more precision clickers.
Oh, are you talking about the one that you showed me yesterday?
What's up, Tyler? Tyler's. I will later, yes, but I told you I was also going to go live, and I invited you to the live. So if you want to pop in the live, just pop in.
Let's see.
I guess I'll watch the lounge just in case.
Darren says that you need to turn up your gain, Josh. Just a little bit.
I am as loud as I can literally make myself.
That's wild.
That can't be done.
All right. Well, then it is what it is.
Now, what it is that my audio interface does not actually produce enough gain for this microphone.
No, I just turned you up in Discord.
Yeah, you have to turn me up there.
Yep, I just turned you up in Discord. No big deal.
But
all right, Tyler. Tyler says he's just relaxing and playing some games. I get it, Tyler. I get you. I feel what you're throwing down, baby.
Yeah, that's
what if
that's
I don't
relatable, Tyler.
precision switches, and I'd rather just prefer a mouse that works.
Hmm. I'm kind of in that same
Yeah, but
boat, Josh. I
did
just
you see
want a
the?
mouse that works. No
Did you see the
fucks
Game Ball,
almost.
the Game Ball limited edition?
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, it just like the Ergo even flips up to the 20-degree position. Only it's got more updated grips and clickers and shit. And I'm actually thinking of, or I'm probably going to order it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's $50, so it's not.
It's
It's not really
69. Yeah.
69.
Yeah. At least I thought it was
I
6.
thought
Yeah.
it was 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was 50.
Yeah, it's not. No, it's not bad at all.
Yeah.
For me, I'm not a professional gamer, so for me, I definitely think it's going to be good. I'm going down the rabbit hole that Matt warned me about. Matt warned me about that you're going to wind up going down this rabbit hole where you're going to be buying all kinds of mice and shit because you fall in love with this product.
Yeah.
Oh,
I could already tell.
the 3 mouse that I've already shown, I actually use all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Like
Oh.
I'm actually not kidding.
Well, yeah,
What do
I
you use them for that's different?
Okay, so like I said, this is the daily driver mouse. This is what I use the most often. But
the
of
Ergo,
course,
the
because I
Ergo,
work-
right?
Yeah.
The Ergo, and I actually enjoy it, except for the fact that it's 2.4 gigahertz wireless, and I have a steel desk.
Mm-hmm.
And then this mouse is amazing for CAD work, because I'm looking at 3D rendered models of engineering plans and everything like that all the time. Nothing beats a trackball.
Mm-hmm.
And I specifically a finger ball for that, because you can get real finely
Mm-hmm.
precision with it.
And I got to
And then, of
admit,
course,
that's something that actually I went down a rabbit hole on, was when when you come from a regular mouse world into the trackball world, you just think it's a trackball, right? You didn't realize that there's differences between thumb trackball, finger trackball, you know what I'm saying, and what the differences are. You really don't understand until I started researching actual mice, man. I was like, holy crap, that is amazingly amazing. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
So I could, and I didn't realize that also, depending on what type of trackball it is, what it's more suited for, and what type of workflow it's more suited for. So yes, I could see that the using the finger mouse is more for like AutoCAD designing that kind of stuff.
Well, AutoCAD's documents literally suggest that you use a trackball mouse.
Right. Well, I don't do
Really?
AutoCAD.
The official documentation.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't do that. I don't do that very often. So, I mean, either way, like I said, it's a new thing, a new world to me, and I'm literally now. I'm not going to be like DT and go out and go out and spend huge money on a keyboard, because everybody knows I can't type worth a fuck anyhow. You know what I'm saying? I'm constantly misspelling shit, so I'm not going to go put that kind of money down on a specialized keyboard when that's not my thing. But mice, dude, I use the hell out of my mouse. You know what I mean? And so that's why I'm like, heck yeah, on this. So that's cool, man. But I thought I was hot shit with this MX600, the Logitech MX600. That's I thought that was hot shit, man. But no, man.
All right. I will tell you guys, it's probably going to sound like the mouse of insanity, but I have a Razer Naga sitting next to me on the couch.
A Razer what?
What?
Naga, the gaming mouse.
Did you not see this mouse, Ben?
What is that mouse?
This is a Logitech
That's
G600, which
G600
they don't make anymore.
Right.
Oh
Yeah.
god.
But it is
So Josh
literally
knows what
a
I'm talking
number
about when
pad
it
on the
comes
side
to
of a
gaming
mouse.
mice.
It looks like the exact same mouse.
How do
from
you even use that mouse?
That's what I.
The number
here.
pads.
The thumb.
So, for clarity,
Yeah, but
I
that
used to
means
play
that you're
World of
clawing your mouse, right?
Warcraft. No, I just use it normally, just like this. Just
But
normal
he
mouse.
does
Yeah, but how do you not hit multiple numbers?
Practice.
Alex,
Okay.
But
it's easier said than done.
That's what I'm saying.
So the buttons they're heavy buttons. Like, you actually have to intentionally hit the buttons to be able to press a button. And honestly, like they're not that bad to hit.
Mhm.
Uh,
They're really just meant for MMO games, right, Josh?
Yeah, for the most part. Like, the reason why I picked up the mouse was because I played World of Warcraft and I played both retail and classic. Which, if you guys have ever played World of Warcraft before, some classes have a lot of buttons to press. It's like,
Yeah.
well, I want a lot of buttons, so I bought the
Yeah.
mouse with lots of buttons on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that can be said for any MMO.
I just-
Really, there are
I-
certain classes that require that.
I don't understand what workflow would require that. I really don't.
Yeah. Well,
I mean-
unfortunately, Alex, in some games like MMOs, you have to have a mouse that has multiple buttons.
Well, you don't have to. It's just really nice to have.
You know,
Yeah.
I actually have a workflow idea, Alex, that you might relate with.
Mm.
So if you were to program each button to be like something different in GIMP, for instance, right? You can make it where you can switch tools really fast.
Yeah, that makes
you
that,
can do that.
yeah.
I know that Brody Robertson actually uses a very similar mouse, and he actually uses the mouse buttons for controlling his OBS scenes.
I was just getting ready. I was just getting ready to say that. I could see dovetailing onto what Jonathan was saying, to actually use that to program key bindings for like OBS or something like that. So you would basically have you would literally have a Stream Deck in your hands, in your palm.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, it's mainly designed for gamers, but it can be used for other things.
Yeah. What software do you use to program that?
For this,
Yeah.
Piper and LibRatBag.
Interesting.
Well, the as far as I know, the Razer software is exclusive to Windows, but I don't know if it.
Well, actually, for Razer mice, you can they have this project called Open Razer, which is literally just a set of drivers for Razer devices that is officially maintained by Razer themselves, and then you can use front end programs like Polychromatic to be able to change the settings of your Razer device. That's for their mice, their keyboards. I think that it supports their headphones and all their RGB stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so you
can get the Razer mice and whatnot to work in Linux.
Yeah, and you don't need to. And the biggest benefit is that you don't need a stupid Razer account to be able to use it.
Thank God.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you can use
on
Piper.
Windows you do.
You could use Piper for programming any of the mouse buttons for Logitech or whatever.
Not necessarily like universally across the board. They have like a whole device support list too. But I've got this mouse, and Piper was literally the reason. Yeah. It mostly works for like Logitech devices, but like the Logitech G600, I think even the MX600 is also supported. Same with a lot of their keyboards too.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it also supports stuff like some Corsair keyboards and SteelSeries mice too.
Interesting.
It's just all it is just a set of unit rules.
Okay.
That's really all it is.
That's cool. I'm gonna have to look into that one because I haven't downloaded Piper. I've heard of it, but I've never downloaded it and used it. You know what I'm saying, to adjust or assign keys on a mouse. But that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, it would.
So I bought this power supply and it rocks. It's 1,000 watts, the 80 plus gold rated power supply. I just had to switch some cables around, because some of them didn't. Well, I think one of them of the older power supply actually plugged in and worked. I think it was a 24-pin one. For some reason, it didn't.
What's the model?
Huh?
Yeah, that's just.
What's the model of it? I'm just curious.
It was I don't know. It was a no name. Hang on. I can't. The box is gone. I gotta look it up. Hang on. Oh, it's Corsair. That's what it was. It was a Corsair.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a Corsair. I was like, wait a minute. I was gonna buy. I thought it was God damn it.
No.
EVGA. I thought I was gonna buy EVGA, but then they gave me a better deal on the Corsair one.
Go over there.
And so, yeah,
all of those companies pretty much just all work through Seasonic, just so you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I got that, and then I just had to just change the one thing out, and it worked beautifully. And it's like, I hope that some of the weird buggy things that was happening with my like, I thought my RAM was going bad. Way some programs would open up and then cause it to like crash or something like that. You know, that's typically a sign of bad RAM, or you need to clean your RAM or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I thought it was my RAM was going bad, and then all of a sudden it turns out that my power supply went bad. So, but the scary part about power supplies going bad is when their voltage gets unregulated as they're going bad, it could cause other hardware to start get fried.
To take other things with it.
Yeah. So now that's my worry. That is my worry. You know, is that I've got other problems lying in the background. Yep.
Yeah, it's working. So like nothing blew up. So that's a big benefit. And honestly, like undervolting parts of a computer system actually does no real damage. It's overvoltage that you actually have to worry about.
Yeah. But when, like I said, as it was dying and becoming unregulated, I don't know what side it was going to, because I don't have a power meter to watch it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, and I don't have a legitimate tester to test the power supply to see if I was overvolting or undervolting. So that's where my concern is. So far everything's running well. Fingers crossed. You know?
I would just definitely keep an eye on it.
Well, yeah, obviously that's what I'm doing. But if I start seeing more anomalies, then I'll worry about it. You know what I'm saying? But all in all, man, it's been good. Anybody, what are your plans for New Year's?
You probably don't want to
Uh,
know.
Sleep.
Sleep? What about you, Ben?
Yeah.
Ben is MIA. Okay. What are you doing, Jonathan?
Probably gonna be at a party, to be honest with you.
Why wouldn't I want to know that? That's cool.
Because those parties get really bad. I didn't want you asking for more specifics.
Okay, so I know not to ask more. We'll just leave it at the fact that you're going to be at a New Year's Eve party, man.
Yeah, we'll leave it at that.
Yeah, well, that's good. Have fun, enjoy.
I'm looking at
what? You're looking at what?
Oh, nothing.
I'm going to probably just sit at home and do my thing. Just chillax. Oh, somebody sent me a message in the chat. I'm not going to open it in the room chat.
Oh no, I did that.
Yeah, but I'm not going to.
I'm looking at.
Oh, you want me to open? I can open it then, because it's going to show on live stream. Because I'm just capturing the screen.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. It's just a link.
File pattern
something I'm
searcher?
looking at while we're talking.
You grep the file pattern searcher? Oh,
yeah.
For
alternative to grep.
Yeah.
It looks kind of cool.
That's cool. Yeah, so there you go. Cool little tool. Maybe you can do a video on that down the road.
I totally should. I've already recorded 12 shorts so far. I did them all last night.
What?
I did them last night at work. I had nothing else to do.
Are you talking about you talking about the AI shorts?
No. I actually grabbed my phone, recorded 12 different shorts back to back.
Holy crap. Holy crap. Wow. Wow.
You don't understand how bored I get at work.
Working nights at a hotel, I could imagine. Well, it's either one thing. It's either one of two things. Either you're extremely bored, like you say you were, or you're off the chain because people are doing some wild and crazy crap. Because all the freaks come out at night, man. And for some reason, they descend on hotels and motels.
You want to hear? Oh, there was one night, there was a guy that wouldn't wake up. Yeah, I ended up having to call the cops, and the people ended up showing, cops show up. Yeah, they're not able to wake him up either. He was just taken out on a stretcher. That was like 2.5 weeks ago.
Wow. Probably strung out on some weird, synthetic
I'm telling you, he was on something.
Yeah, that's wild. That is wild.
Alex, I'll be back with you in a minute. I'm going to get my webcam from upstairs.
Okay. So we're gonna have a Ben sighting.
Yes, you are. In just a minute, my friend.
Yeah, I'm gonna do. This would be a good video on, and then there's a utility called Ezza that I want to do one on.
Ezza?
Yeah, it's an alternative to LS.
Nice.
That one might be a little bit harder though.
Why?
'Cause, yeah. How much would you have to say about LS itself? It's just an alternative to LS. Like, I
Well,
don't know how much there really is to talk about, to tell you the truth.
yeah.
I mean, I just dropped the GitHub link if you want.
Yeah, I'm looking at. I'm showing it in the chat right now. I'm showing the chat in the view right now. That's kind of cool.
It's cool. I actually have it in my Bash RC as an alias for LS.
Yeah. I like the way it looks. It looks clean as hell, either dark or white.
It does.
It's very clean.
Mm-hmm. I actually learned about it from Brody.
Of course.
A while back.
Of course. Brody.
Of course.
You know, Brody finds all kinds of wild stuff, man. And that's his thing. I still don't know. I still don't know how that man runs, 2 YouTube channels and makes steady content daily for both of those channels.
I wonder if he just goes.
I know how he does it.
How?
He just watches a bunch of different RSS feeds and then he just makes a video about whatever sounds interesting that day. Or at that moment that he records, because it's not necessarily that he's recording.
Well, that's where he's finding his I get where he's finding his content, but still, you know, I try to make a short and a video a day, and working a full-time job, that's a grind. That's a damn grind. So for him to work a night job and then turn around and make a video and shorts, that's a solid grind. That's respectable, bro.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit how you cut it, man. That's respectable. My God, Ben, kill the mic. Kill the mic while you're setting stuff up, because it's sounding horrible.
You want to see something that might scare you a little bit, Alex?
What?
I'll drop it for you. Read the title of that.
Oh boy, it's probably some comment Josh made, right?
No.
Oh no.
No, I found this on Hacker News. I'm just scrolling down.
Malware abuses Google OAUTH and what?
Hey Ben, if you're talking to us from a laptop, why don't you just use a webcam on a laptop?
Probably because it's garbage, like every other laptop camera out there.
Oh, it doesn't work.
It just doesn't work. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, that's not cool. You know, you should drop.
Well, this is the only way I can get myself to be visible.
Nice. You know what you need to do? Drop that link in the show description, in the description to this, so that way people can read that article.
Okay, because it is kind of important.
That is another reason why people should be using de-Googled crap. And I don't even take my advice on that, because I use Googled crap all the time, because I'm on the YouTube platform and I have to. But if you're very privacy centric, then that's definitely something security centric. You're in the OPSEC world and you live in that stuff. You need to look at that for sure.
I just use SE Linux to disable execution privileges on everything in the home folder.
You should make a video about that.
Yes, you should.
It's called just install and use Fedora.
Okay. What about those that don't enjoy Fedora? You should teach them how to do that. You see, you have these golden opportunities to make videos that aren't just bashing shit, you know, to actually make videos that are worth a shit to help people, and you don't do them.
Just to let you know, my editor probably hates me right now because, you know, I've recorded 4 videos today.
Are they good? Yeah, but are they like not bashing shit? Are they actually teaching people stuff? On a level that people can understand shit?
They're all home lab series.
And on stuff that people really want to watch?
I don't know that yet.
Should probably know.
I probably should know, but then again, when I record a video and I post a video, it's not because I particularly care about how many people are actually going to watch it. I'm just make the video for the fun of it.
You guys probably won't understand why this is so cool.
Move your hand in front of your camera. You're getting kind of blurry. Jonathan.
For me?
Yeah. Your focus is going
hold
out.
Your hand up there for a little bit longer.
Does it have autofocus? Does your camera have autofocus on it?
It does.
I don't
It should.
It does.
Yeah,
You see
now
how
back.
clear his hand is when he
Yeah.
gets up close to it?
Yep.
He's moving it. He's moving the hand back too fast.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go slower.
Just got. What you got to do is you got to hold it up there and just leave it to
Okay.
sit and stay, and then
Slowly
slowly
move it
pull
back.
Oh
just
my
like
god.
that.
Yep. There you go. Now you're
And
back.
that's how you bring
See,
yourself back in focus.
now you're back in focus.
Just
you see
like
that?
Okay.
You see how you're back in focus?
Thank you. Thank you.
New YouTuber, what can you
Get it.
say?
Yeah, exactly. So I don't. Josh might, if Josh knows anything about Android stuff. This is kind of cool. No longer need Windows drivers for Android devices. Nice.
So I can't actually see the chat. So
Oh
I
shit,
can't.
that's right.
So I can't see that
Here.
link.
That's right.
I'm
Why
not
can't-
allowed to see that chat
Why can't you see the chat? Oh, is that a roll thing?
because I'm not allowed.
It's
Oh.
a roll thing.
Okay. Works for me. Less I get blasted by you less.
Here. How about I just do this? Let's just do that.
Oh, you're gonna share it?
Yeah.
No, it means I gotta watch
Let's
the
see.
stream and put it up there for you to do that.
Windows USB drivers. Oh,
Kind of cool. It's real. They're really annoying to set up whenever you have to use like the Qualcomm USB drivers.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're doing stuff,
I
Yeah.
didn't know that they needed to install USB drivers for Windows.
yeah, it does it by default. It'll install them for you,
Oh,
but now you just don't have to have them at all.
okay. Well, I
Yeah.
haven't used a Windows operating system on like a computer I care about in
Mm-hmm.
a very long time. So when it comes down to like people saying that this thing's pretty cool and it's a Windows thing, it goes right over my head because
So-
I looked at I looked at Windows 11 just like the other day, and I had legitimately no idea what the hell I was even looking at. I thought I was looking at macOS at first. Like,
So like, here's the thing. I'm just gonna be real. If you're doing Android development, stay off of Windows still, because there's a utility called MSM tool that you can use as a last resort. That's for Windows only, but there's also something called QDL, which you can do via the terminal on Linux, which does the same thing.
Well, that's cool. You
Yeah.
talk, and that's for like developing apps and stuff, right? You're talking about for developing
No,
apps.
no. What though? That's for if you break your phone to the point of all you have is a Qualcomm bootloader
Mhm.
portion, not the normal bootloader, the Qualcomm backup bootloader.
Right.
Yeah, that's how you write to that,
Got you.
so that you can reflash your phone again and fix it.
So, and that's for
Yeah.
that's for if you've rooted your phone, right, and put on an optional
that's
ROM,
if-
right?
Yeah, that's if you've gone in and then you've thought you did things right, you broke it so bad it's not going to boot and you're bricked,
Right.
and you just have there's no other way to fix it. The last resort.
So I want to ask you something because I've seen the one touch roots, or the single
Don't
touch.
do those.
Yeah, those don't work worth a crap, do they?
Some of them are malware. Don't do them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. If you're gonna do it, there's something called Magisk. I guess I can show you here. Let's do
Yeah,
the
but that
thing.
only works if you have Qualcomm, not if you're not Snapdragon, right? So now I got to show
No,
the
you
stream
can
again.
you have to be able to bootloader unlock to use it. I don't care if people see this. This is
No,
pretty
I
cool.
don't know. I'm saying you mess up the tiling when I do that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm showing it now, so make sure you show it well.
Okay, so this right here is Magisk. This is where it allows you to root your device. Right, you can either install it via Torp, you can install it.
Are you
via,
opening
like, a
the window
Lineage
full
OS
screen?
recovery.
Is that full screen window?
Oh, no, that's just half. Do you want me to do full screen?
Well, yeah, because it looks half on the thing. There you go. Now it looks
better?
full. Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, this is called Magisk. This is what allows you to root your device, right?
Mhm.
That's always the easy way to do it right now. You can do it via either Twerp recovery, Orange Fox recovery, whatever.
But this will
recovery.
not
You
work on
cannot-
this will not work on Snapdragon, right?
It will, but just not on your phone.
My phone
It's
sucks.
because you have a Samsung Snapdragon device.
Yeah.
and Samsung hates open bootloader, so they just
Yep.
completely lock that shit down to high heaven.
Yep. It's because you have a Samsung Snapdragon device. If you had a Samsung Exynos one, you would have been fine.
That's what I
funny.
get. That's what I get for buying the Galaxies, right? And the S23s and all that shit, right? All their high end shit.
So, yeah. So all you do is you can flash it via Twerp or Lineage OS Recovery, whatever. You just cannot use the stock one for most of them, for most devices. There's also another way you can do it. Is you can use the Magisk app, which right here is also a zip file, right? Because all APK files are zip files. What you can do is you can go in there, you can grab your boot image from your device, throw it in there, have it as a copy, make it and patch it through the app, and then reflash it. And that's another way to root.
Even mine or not mine?
No, not yours.
Yeah.
You're not gonna root yours.
Yeah. Okay. That's why, because the way you're
Yeah.
talking about that, it's like I thought you were talking to me on that. You're just talking about anybody in general.
The only way you would be able to root yours is if somebody found a vulnerability that allowed you to.
And nobody has done that yet.
Not that I know of.
So basically, my phone is very secure then.
I guess.
That's
As
not a
long as
bad thing.
Samsung, as long as Samsung patches their shit, yeah.
That is not a bad thing then.
There's also another project which one day might allow you to. It's called Kernel Sue. It's pretty freaking sick. It's root but on the kernel level because Google and the other large entities that are working on AOSP are trying to make it harder to root.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who actually makes Magisk works for Google now and has for 6 months, maybe a little bit longer.
Right.
Yeah, this project allows you to make your own kernel and allows you to get root access on the kernel level, which is super sweet. I've not managed to get one to build yet, though, because this is really freaking hard to do.
Nice. Is there anybody? Did check the lounge? Make sure there's nobody else in the lounge that was trying to come in.
Nope.
Okay.
Nobody's in there.
Okay.
Because nobody wants to come in and hang out with us. I see.
Well, it's also impromptu and it's also late at night for people.
Right. All right, but yeah, that's all I was going to show you. I mean,
No, that's really cool.
I like it.
So will this actually be a workaround if it becomes viable for Snapdragon then?
For yours, it's just if there's a vulnerability found, the reason why you cannot get it to root is because you have no way of getting it to the phone, right? Without root access, it's just like Linux, right? Imagine it's immutable, right? You can't flash anything to the system itself.
So it says something about unlock. There's some place in there where I can unlock my phone, unlock my phone, but I don't know exactly what it means.
That's just your SIM card.
Oh,
did you get it through
I got a
carrier through?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's two different unlockings. There's one for your bootloader and one for your SIM. Unlocking for your SIM allows you to go to other carriers, whereas unlocking your bootloader allows you to do whatever crap you want with the phone. Like you could realistically port over Ubuntu Touch if you wanted to using something called Halium.
To my phone?
If you're able to get the bootloader unlocked one day, yes.
Yeah, once again, the bootloader. Yeah, it's always about the bootloader.
Again, it is about the bootloader.
Fuck the bootloader.
That's why I don't buy phones that I cannot bootloader unlock. Something cool to know, though, is people give so much crap on MediaTek, but there is a MediaTek exploit that allows you to unlock the bootloader even though they don't support it. Yeah.
So I'm gonna. So if I'm gonna buy something that's equitable to the Sam, what was that? Who just left?
That was me.
You killed the stream.
Turning off the thing.
Yeah. If I'm gonna buy something equitable to the Galaxy, right? Note, which they don't even make anymore. They're now the S23 Ultras and stuff, whatever with the pen. But if I'm gonna buy something equitable to that has good cameras, good stuff that is actually I'm able to play around with, what would you recommend?
Buy a Pixel.
The Pixel 8?
You just buy a Pixel, yeah.
Either a Pixel 8 or a Pixel 7, preferably the Pixel 7 because it's the alternative operating system drivers are much more mature for it compared to the 8.
Because whenever you said the camera, that's when I was like, you cannot do OnePlus then, because OnePlus does not have that great of cameras in comparison.
They used to.
They did at one point.
Yeah.
But then they became Oppo 2.0.
Oppo, yeah,
or
Oppo, yeah.
Yeah, 3.0 at this point, because there's Realme, there's Oppo, and then there's OnePlus, all under the same brand.
Well, what's really funny is when I was over in the Philippines, that's what they push is the Oppo everywhere. And I'm like looking at it, I'm like, this doesn't even look like a quality phone. Now the OnePlus looked like a quality phone. You know what I'm saying? But the Opals, they don't even. I had one in my hand. I'm like, this is not. It doesn't feel right. You know what I mean?
Well,
I
it's also,
understand. Go
yeah.
ahead.
It's also like super Chinese, and Oppo is one of the cheaper brands too. The biggest benefit that Oppo
The
has,
thing is price over there doesn't mean shit.
yeah,
You know, because
but
for me going over there to buy a phone over there, that's yeah, you know, it didn't matter. I mean, they were all significantly way cheaper than me going and buying an a Samsung A53 or whatever that is. You know what I'm saying? The lowest end model of whatever we have here is you know way more outpriced than over there. So I wasn't paying attention to price. I was just going by looking and feel. You know what I'm saying?
You know what's crazy though, and what drives me freaking nuts? There are some phones that Oppo ships that are also the exact same phone as the OnePlus device. Like they're exact copies. The only difference is the software is slightly altered. But if you want to cross flash from one to the other, you can't do it. We've
weird.
tried.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if you wanted to flash, let's say, like they're identical in hardware in every way. You cannot cross flash it. Like I am the owner of a Telegram group. It's for the Nord N200. I'm pretty sure the A53 5G for Oppo and the Chinese side. Yeah, we've tried porting the kernel from that so we could get Android 13 support officially. Yeah, it just refuses to let it work.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
You know,
like
but
it's identical hardware.
Yeah, but like I'm saying, you know, for like the price wise, I wasn't focused on price. I was just looking for the quality of phone because I mean, who am I to not take advantage of being able to buy something quality for a very cheaper price over there? You know what I'm saying? And then bring it back with me. I mean, that's not bad business in my opinion. You know what I mean? And so I was looking at the OnePlus, the Oppos, and everything else. But what's interesting is the Samsung doesn't give a crap what country you're in. They're selling their shit at the same price.
Yeah.
Because I went to go look at the S23. I went to go look at the S23, and the S23 Ultra over there literally was the same price as over here.
The funny thing is, you probably should have bought it over there because I almost guarantee you it's the X in this model.
See, I'm not that deep into phones. I would have not known that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But that is assuming they have the same chipset and stuff in there, so it supports the same bands.
Yes, that's the other thing. That's another thing that made me kind of nervous about that is because I do know that there's different bands, and so I didn't know if it was 100% compatible with U.S. signal bands.
All you got to do is go online, look for your carrier, and search up the bands, find out whatever they are, and then go to the manufacturer's website and find whatever it's supported.
Yeah.
And you can look on them both and see how many of them. You want at least 80% of them to be the same, generally.
Yeah, but I would. Oh yeah, I guess looking up online, finding out, I guess would help me out. I don't know. It was different. It was definitely a weird. Like I said, I was like, man, I need to buy a phone. I could love to buy a phone. Yeah, it'd be great to upgrade my phone. But then I'm like, I don't know what to buy. I don't know what to buy. And at that time, I wasn't really focusing so much on the phones because I was trying to make a video about going into a computer shop and exposing Linux to to somebody in a computer shop that I know they always deal with Windows, right? And there was only an ASUS store, and it was only laptops, no desktops, and there are no computer stores really viable over there, man, because they're all about their phones and their tablets. That's it. That's what they use.
One day, I want to go to China just so I can go to the secondhand markets and find stuff at crazy values and then test them, just for that.
That would be totally sick as hell. That would be sick as hell. But yeah, I mean, for real, I mean, it was a very crazy, oh crap. It was a very crazy time for me over there trying to find out, because I'm like, I'm going to cell phone repair shops, figuring out if they, because they're like pawn shops to see, because they're also pawn shops mostly, to find out if they do computer repairs or who their computer repairs are. That was the most wildest experience. I've never been into a place that was more computer tech void.
Here's the funny thing though about phones and computers and how similar they really are. A phone is a computer.
This is true, and that's what they lean on over there. That's literally, I mean, everywhere you go, everywhere, even like my granddaughter's over there. Well, she's not my granddaughter, my girl's granddaughter. Anyhow, she actually is 6 years old, 6 years old, and dude, she runs a tablet and she runs a phone, no problems, dude. It's like the phone is bigger than her head, and she's sitting here scrolling and shit. You know, I mean, that's literally the world that they live in over there, and that's literally the world that we're living in over there. Only difference is we have most households here in America have phones, they have tablets, they have PCs. Heck, they have computers on refrigerators anymore.
Yeah, I'm the type of person that I would be paranoid if, let's say, it was a Samsung fridge, having Samsung watch me. So I'd probably be like, it's time to try to see if I can build a lineage for it or something that's non-Samsung based.
Yeah, I mean, it's a totally weird world when you walk over there, and I'm sure it's because of, you know, financial reasons that the households over there don't have an actual computer or a strong. Hey, what's up, Ricky? Happy New Year to you too. Yu-Gi-Oh! Masters is in the chat.
Sweet. I'm gonna say hi.
Yeah, he says hi, Ben. Anyhow, you know, when you go, you know, I'm sure it's purely financial why households don't have the same amount of technology in them. Like, they don't even have assistants over there like we do, like Alexa and that kind of stuff. And I know that it exists, you know, because there is an Amazon that works, you know, over there that, you know, and they also have another thing called Lazada, which is like an Amazon alternative over there. Or hell, it may even be owned by Amazon.
Don't they have Alibaba too? Which is
They have Alibaba too. Yeah. So I mean, it's just wild. It's like I said, it's just wild. I've never been in. I felt so. I'm like, and then I got paranoid because I was like, what happens if, like, when I retire over here and my computer goes wonky on me? What do I do? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, what do I do? I mean, I can't manufacture my own parts, but then again, I was like, well, that's when I started looking on like Lazada and stuff, and I could buy all my parts over there. But to buy like Corsairs and EVGAs and all that is like way expensive because obviously they've got to import them.
Ben, why would you change StormOS to Manjaro base?
Yeah, why would you do that?
Wait, isn't that just like inherited?
Wait, did he really?
Like worse than Argent
when did you do this?
I didn't do it yet, Alex.
Apparently he was discussing it, and I just
was talking about it with Ricky, and
like, wait a second.
Ben, that's a bad idea. I just got to tell you now. That's just a bad idea.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I just, I was having problems with getting Network Manager to work without the customized rootfs script, and the problem with the rootfs script is that, yes, it makes things a hell of a lot easier to build with, but I was reading a message when I was building the December ISO that they're getting rid of support for that very soon in the Arch ISO build process, and they will officially completely drop it soon. And I'm just like, yeah, so I'm going to have to eventually just cut that out and build, without it. And the problem is when I do that right now, Network Manager fails to load.
Why don't you try this, just not use Network Manager?
Well, the problem with that is, John, is that if I do that, it overcomplicates Wi-Fi. And, if I'm redistributing something, I need to have Network Manager for Wi-Fi reasons. So, yeah.
Right, but you could always just write a script and have them use the script like as a temporary solution until you find a workaround.
Well, yeah, that is possible, but I mean, I would just put off until January, but the main problem there is that, if I go like even a month without updating, Arch can break, and Alex knows that as well as anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, another possible solution that I've had to do because Network Manager just didn't like me. You could always use like ISWCTL and use THCPCD.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not a great solution, but it works.
No, I know. It's just
I
many people are used to
I would
ahead, Alex.
I would definitely stay away from the Manjaro base. I mean, they've got their issues, man, and there's a reason why they're not as popular as
I
they
know.
were. You know what I'm saying? Because their issues are very significant. Like, I'm not trying to blast people, but when you can forget to sign your freaking keys repeatedly,
Yeah.
that's a huge problem. That shows how much you're actually paying
I
attention to your
understand that,
distro.
and that's something that, I mean, we've already had enough hell with that on Arch as it is, and going to Manjaro just makes my skin freaking crawl. I mean, I already had enough problems as it is making a green and black theme for the thing. I cringe, at the thought of, having to deal with that key crap again. But, I'm not gonna release an ISO of my distro until the dang network manager bug gets
John,
taken care of.
do you wanna dump the Discord link in there because Darren's asking for the Discord link?
Yeah, I can do that for you. No
Cool.
problem.
Yeah, no,
But yeah,
I mean, what? So again, what made you? So was that whole that one issue was
it
what
was
made you
mainly
consider that?
because right. Well, the reason I mainly did it was because of the customized root.fs being deprecated. That was why. And I had everything almost working. It was just this one bug with Network Manager service not starting, even though it was technically there. It was just the fact that the applet didn't see it. And I'm like, oh my god. So pretty much, Network Manager applet didn't see it, but somehow I still had network connection working. I'm like, what the frick is this stuff? So technically, it was loading, but the applet didn't know that. Like the system didn't see it, but it was still running. And basically, the only workaround that the team and I found right now is to
Watch the
we
lounge.
tried. Right, I'll keep an eye on it. But yeah, we pretty much just we tried adding the network manager service into dock and fig auto start, and that worked for a time, but I don't remember how the heck we fixed it. And it's just I can't remember how the heck to fix it right now, and it's driving me insane. So it's just that's kind of why we haven't had a December release. And I mean, if I don't fix it by New Year's Eve, we're not going to have one. So I mean, it's kind of
you'll have a New Year's release.
yeah, that's sort of like my last resort.
So here's my thing, man. What I would do if I was you is I would just concentrate on getting the things that you need fixed before worrying about a release date line. Because in the end, I mean, Ubuntu only has 2 releases a year. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, it's okay. Don't put that kind of pressure on you, because if you put that kind of pressure on yourself to meet a release cycle, then you could cost yourself a lot. Because in the end, you want
burnout.
Exactly. Not only burnout, but more specifically, and the single most thing that creates a lot of damage to distributions is putting out a buggy release because you're trying to meet a deadline, because then it gives people a bad taste in your mouth. I'm sure that you guys know many distributions that have done that, because that has happened. Okay. It puts a bad taste in people's mouth.
It really makes me look bad as a developer even.
Right. It puts
Ubuntu accidentally taking in some very not nice translations for the Ukrainian language.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's lots of stuff.
Uh-huh.
There's lots of stuff that can go wrong that puts a bad taste in people's mouth. And let me tell you something. Once you get a bad taste in your mouth and you get doxed, so to speak, dude, you know what it's like. You can't. It's either 95% you're gonna not come back from it versus the 5% you do.
Yeah.
So
that's why I'm putting off the release, because I don't want to end up like looking bad on the internet.
Yeah. So I mean, just take your time. Take your time. Make sure that you get that stuff sorted out right, and just get a solid working distro. Now, I'm also going to go. And because everybody knows I look at a lot of distros. I do. I look at a lot of distros.
Of course you do.
And I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to tell you right now, man, the one thing that is to me, single-handedly, and I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for this, but you know what? I got pretty wide shoulders. The whole spending billion times of hours to customize this distro to make it look so beautiful. When in the end, you load the shit, people look at it for about 10 minutes or fly with it for about a week or two, and then they get bored with the look and they start changing it anyway. Just make sure it's a solid, easily working distro.
Because
Don't worry about putting all this fancy smancy crap on.
Yeah, because in the end, what's going to happen is the people are going to tinker with it anyhow, and they're going to change it to their own liking.
So don't worry about making XFCE look like a mama's pajamas.
Make it look beautiful, decent, and workable.
I've kind of a rebuttal to that. I mean, but look at a lot of distributions these days, right? They wouldn't exist or have a reason to exist if they didn't do the little.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying make it look like a dumpster fire. Don't take me wrong. I'm not saying make it look like a dumpster fire.
That's why I'm not shipping XFCE stock, because I don't believe in doing that.
Yeah, no, that's fine. But what I'm saying is make it look very decent and very nice. But you don't have to make it be
bend over backwards to make it look cool.
Yeah, some complete pinnacle of everything. You know what I'm saying? The wallpapers, man, you could put decent wallpapers in there, you know, that are okay, because in the end, people are going to change those wallpapers. You know, the icon pack.
Yeah. Basically, you could have like a stock theme and killer looking icons and wallpapers and be fine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, you know, my team and I have been using, you know, the same arc black theme for ages and the same blue arch icons for ages. We need to come up with something new.
Yeah, you could do that, you know. I mean, you could tone it up just a little bit, but you don't have to deviate so much from the original.
No, I mean, that's kind of why, you know, I kind of liked... Like, I was looking at the ADW, whatever. They had Way of the GTK 3 Dark theme. And I got to tell you, you know, I wasn't going to say anything, but Steve has discontinued everything but his plasma ISO. And I've considered, you know, given that fact, using the ADW GTK 3 Dark theme and replacing my theme with that. Because, I mean, you know, I got to tell you, the black theme that I have right now, to me, is just a little too black. That's why I'm considering changing themes, because, if honest, it's you know, I'm not trying to, like, be a copycat here, but I got to tell you, I think I need some theming changes in my distro.
Well, that's fine. I mean, if you know you've run with the same theme for a very long time, if you do make a couple theming changes, that's not an issue. But just don't put the importance on the theming as much as making it a good, solid, stable distro.
Right. The only thing that's holding it back, Alex, is the fact that, you know, again, we can't get the networking sorted out correctly.
Yeah. Well,
that's the only problem we're having right now.
But once you get that sorted out, you should be fine. I'm surprised that
Right, exactly. And you know, I've ticked the boxes to hopefully get the desktop shortcuts fixed. You know, I even added a freaking Plymouth theme to the startup. You know, and I got that working. So pretty much it's all good to go. I just need to get the network manager done, and I'm set. You know, because then I can finally depreciate the whatchamacallit, the customized ReadFS script for good. And, and I've got all the build files backed up to GitHub, the calamaris, the build scripts, everything. It's just, you know, getting that damn ReadFS script gone for good, and then, you know, I'll back up the build files again. And
well, what are they? What script are they migrating to?
They're not migrating to scripts anything. You know, it's just the fact that, you know, DTOS and Zero Linux and everybody who's built from Arch to this day has removed this script, and you know, they didn't even start with it. I'm the only sole surviving Arch distro that has still maintained their distro with this script.
Yeah, but what did they? So basically, What is DT? What is he using?
He's basically somehow, well, the only system B services he's linking manually is Network Manager and his Display Manager, and that's it. He's not using. He's basically symlinking them in his build folder,
Mm-hmm.
and he's not manually. He's not using the script that I'm using at all. So pretty much he's not adding them into .config auto start at all. He's pretty much doing it some other way. That's all he's doing. So.
Well, maybe you should find out from him.
Yeah, I might contact when I get. I'm probably gonna join his show tomorrow and tell him my problem. Because I did once before, and
I got to make sure
he can help me again.
We're by the way, I guess I should make the announcement. Not that there's many people in the chat, but so at least it's out there. Tomorrow at our usual time, we are doing our standard podcast.
Yes.
We delayed it for
5 Eastern.
Yeah, 5 p.m. Eastern time. We will be live tomorrow, and we will be doing our thing tomorrow. So it depends on what time DT's Patreon cast is, but I should be on it tomorrow.
His is at 11 a.m. my time, 10 a.m. Jonathan's time.
It'd be like 7 in the morning for you. So basically,
it'd be 7 a.m. for you, Alex.
Right.
Yeah, so
assuming he's even awake.
I'll probably wake up. DT's one of the few people in the world that I will get up that early for.
Yeah.
He's been.
Yeah, we'd love to have you.
He's been very gracious to me and very supportive of my channel, and actually has become what I consider a friend. We become friends, and so yeah, he's definitely one of the few. Him and Matt both are two people that I'd get up for.
Oh, thanks.
Speaking of Matt, by the way, I don't know how much of this became public information, but I'm actually not going to be partaking in the Linux cast next year.
Why is that?
Mostly because mostly because of editing concerns. There's just too many of us, and honestly, I've had some difficulties just like having my mind be active during the show. If you guys might have noticed.
Yeah, I mean, with all the distro hacking you've done, Josh, I mean, we stay up a long time during that.
Yeah, and, we tend to stay up really late, and the Linux cast happens. Normally it's just like, because I work the third shift life. I get off work, I go straight to bed. That's like typically like 8 o'clock, and then I'm clocked out until like 4 or 5 p.m. most days.
Yeah, and then you have to do the show with us.
Yeah, Linux cast is right when I wake up in the day.
Yeah, and your mind is and the human mind is usually not alert that quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, with like the editing concerns that Matt's just like, it's just taking too long for like the episodes to actually be coming out and with him taking like the live streams down after the show, people have been requesting that he puts them back up, because he doesn't unlist them. He actually just straight up delete. Just doesn't have YouTube save the VOD at all.
No.
Yeah. So
you're not going to be on it anymore.
Yeah, I'm not going to be on it. I don't know if Steve's going to be on it or if Tyler's going to be on it, but he wants to take it back down to just 2 people.
Right.
Which I don't blame him for.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, the 4-person thing might be a little overkill.
Yeah. The whole what we did in this week in Linux segments, they tended to get a little long.
They turned into shit shows.
Not necessarily shit shows. It was just a little long.
Oh, there's some of them that turned up straight into a shit show.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I'm sorry, man. I don't hold punches for nobody. I love you guys. I love Matt. I love Tyler. I love you guys. I tell you guys all my Linux family, man. But I'm like that grandpa or dad, man. I'm gonna tell you, if you're being a dumbass, you're being a dumbass. You're being a dumbass. You know what I'm saying? I don't hold punches, man.
Yeah.
And some of them did turn straight up into a shit show.
Alex, you're not the dad or grandpa. You're the crazy uncle.
I'm the
Get it
crazy uncle.
Crazy uncle.
right.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, man. I'm
mean-
sorry, man. I just come from a different world, I guess, man. But all in all, I still love that. I love watching that podcast. You know, but some of them were very difficult to watch. You know, for different reasons. But in the end,
Yes.
I hope this works. This new dynamic works for him.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, you know, I agree with him. Taking it back to him and one other person, whomever it is, that's likely his best shot at getting his show back and going. You know?
well, it's true. Sometimes you got to go back to basics in order to rebuild. You know what I'm saying? For whatever's going on.
I mean, in the end, you know, it's what works for him and everybody else. So,
Yeah, which I suspect that like my presence on that show is the reason why I like actually like my subscriber counts have grown so much.
Well, yeah,
Because obviously I don't post consistently enough of my own content to actually have that grow naturally.
legit statement. Nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
Right.
yeah.
That and I can watch like a Zany video or a Matt video and I can see like many of the same people.
Mm-hmm.
Because you can see who subscribes to you, and it's just like I went through and I looked, and yeah, I got some impressive subscribers. One of them not being Distro2, which apparently he's subscribed to everybody else, just not me.
Yeah, he's not subscribed to my channel either.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
But I mean,
he did
say
say on the Christmas special why why he subscribes to people.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
you guys-
I mean, you know, I'm subscribed to him. He doesn't have to subscribe back to anybody.
Well,
You guys almost seem like you're calling him out.
well, he said
I'm not trying
why.
to call Derek out. I'm just stating the obvious. You know, if he doesn't want to subscribe to other people that he doesn't feel worthy to, that's okay.
Well,
Sorry, I mean that he doesn't feel necessary.
I just got a message from Lou. He said he's going to be joining us here pretty soon too.
Oh, sweet.
Oh, cool. Well, I mean,
But
Derek's a
before-
good guy. You know, he's a nice guy, and I'm not gonna demand a subscription.
You can demand. I'm sorry, man. You can demand all you want, man. It's kind of like wishing in one hand and pooping in the other. Which one's going to fill up first? You know what I'm saying?
No, I know. I'm not trying to. I'm not trying to push him into subscribing to my channel. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying it's his choice.
Well, yeah. Well, the reason that he said you're going out of focus again, John. The reason that he said he joins the people's channels is when they're actually making content and doing things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In the YouTube sphere.
Which I'm working on that.
Yeah.
Like Matt telling me that it's just like, yeah, maybe I should actually like do some stuff. And I've got the holidays coming through here. I've got like this nice little 3-day stretch where I'm doing my best to not show up to work. So it's like, yeah, we'll just sit back and record some stuff. Plus, I need to get the servers back up and running.
That's what
I'm. Alex,
I
got a question.
Yeah, what's your question?
How do you turn off the autofocus and just make it use manual?
You're in the Brio, right?
No, this is a Logitech C920X Pro.
You can do it in V4L utils.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't remember the exact command syntax because I went DSLR. I went with the DSLR.
Yeah. What I would do is I don't remember the syntax either. But go ahead and I'm pretty sure you could go to the man page and look at it.
Yeah, that's true. I mean,
a lot of people forget that exists in the terminal is using the man page. I think I'm gonna have to make a video on that.
Yeah.
I made a short on it.
Huh?
I made a short on it.
Well, there you go.
You should make a video on it.
It's funny how many people forget about that. Go to the man page, man, or go to the actual documentation on their GitHub or whatever. I'm sure they talk about that as well.
Yeah. They're just Sometimes, unfortunately, you have to check the manual. It's just one of those sad things.
I don't have a problem with reading a manual. I just forget that it's also in the terminal.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A lot of people forget that. Yeah, that's the one thing. See, that's something, and that would be actually the premise of the video. Really is wish you luck. Ricky says, "Wish me luck. I'm about to try Wayland." Ah, good luck. You're gonna probably wind up liking it, Ricky, Yu-Gi-Oh Master. But anyhow, a lot of that's the one thing that Linux has over Windows is documentation in the terminal for man pages. Albeit, I'm not going to say that it's always great, because 9 times out of 10 it really is lacking. I'll be honest about that. But we at least have that. We have that.
Yeah.
That is a solid win. And a lot of people just forget about it because they spend a lot more time trying to avoid terminal than trying to just get comfortable with it.
So you know how Loopback has a different package name on
OpenSUSE that we figured out last night. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the Loopback control man page. There's nothing about disabling it.
V4L utils. That's what you need to be looking at, not Loopback.
Yeah. Okay.
All Loopback is just a.
It's a module. It's a module that gets put into your kernel.
It's not even a module. What it is, it's basically just like a software-defined camera. So it's basically a fake camera. That's all a Loopback is.
Gotcha.
What you want to be looking at is V4L.
Darren,
not even a man page.
Darren says, I found out after all these years being nothing but Linux for my drivers, Google and ManPage are your best friends in the world. Yes, they are, brother. There's a whole lot of truth in that. I had a lot of problems with Wayland getting some games to work, and some of my auto start windows don't come back up correctly. Yeah, that's, that there is Wayland is a little buggy, but you know what, man? It's come a very long way, and it is usable. I use it on my daily every day, and I use Hyperland, which even Vactory will tell you shouldn't be using it as your daily because it's very, it can break easily and stuff like that. But nonetheless, it's very usable, and I haven't had that bad of an experience. Thanks to Tyler. Tyler helped me with a lot of it. In fact, I'm using his config files. So if you get a chance, go to what's his GitHub again? ZanyOS.com .zany or something like that. And
GitLab.com/Zany.
Yeah, GitLab./Zany or whatever. You can Google him over there, find his config files, use them. They're great. They're really great.
Oh my gosh, I found his old one.
Oh gosh.
His old what? Config files?
No, I found his old GitHub account.
Oh, well, there you go.
By accident.
No, he's on GitLab, not GitHub.
Yeah, GitLab.
Right. Okay. I just found a photo of him that's very old.
Yeah. The reason I haven't switched over to Wayland yet is because, I don't want to deal with all the potential problems that people have dealt with.
Well,
I just don't have the mentality for that.
Wayland is the future. It just is. I mean,
I know.
Rel is completely dropping freaking X11.
I think they already have. No, wait, it's in 10, right? Is when they're dropping it.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Rel 10.
Yeah.
Right. I understand a lot of people are moving over to it. It's just,
that is going to be.
It's just the fact
that is the
that's. I'm just waiting for XFCE to eventually adopt it. That's why I haven't moved over.
It should be, isn't it in 420? Their 420 release?
Yeah, it's on the roadmap for 420.
Yeah.
Well, that's the release I'm waiting for. I don't know how soon that's going to be, but that's the key thing I'm waiting on.
When they decide on a compositor is really it.
Yeah. I'm shocked they haven't done that yet, Josh.
Well, they've got like 3 reference implementations based off of WL roots right now, but let's see, what are the current showstoppers? Let's see here.
Because I know the rest of the desktop is pretty much done. It's just they're waiting for, a compositor to actually work.
Well, to be honest with you, what's going to happen is once they do that, and like they figure out what they want to do, dude, it's going to be lights out for the compositor. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be done at that point.
Yep.
Yeah.
because
Oh my
Well, I mean,
gosh.
that's
because
the one.
because
That's
you've
the
got
one caveat
you've got
that I have.
you got the biggest the greatest convergence of the perfect storm is happening with Rel dropping X11. That means they're going to concentrate on Wayland, which means that
Wayland's port.
which means that they're going to put a team on it, right? And once they put a team on it, dude, it's just going to put Wayland over the top.
Okay,
Right,
so
I
I
know.
sent you Alex, I sent you a link for the XFCE milestones, which are basically what's preventing them from releasing 4.20.
Can you send that to me too, please, Josh?
Yep.
Because I
As soon
want
as
to
I-
know exactly why the heck XFC is being held back.
Well,
Oh my
Because I
gosh.
mean, I'm not trying to
there you
feed
go.
fish in a barrel, but I
Yeah,
just wanna know what's
I just
going
sent it to you.
on. Okay, I'm gonna take a look.
Nothing here looks like it's entirely too groundbreaking. It's just some
Yeah.
bugs that they want to.
Just some bugs that they want to
It's
get
just some bugs
stabilized.
that they need to fix.
I'm looking at it on my phone
Yep.
because I can't open it up on the screen.
Yeah.
But it's basically
So the number one bug looks like it looks like they've got not very much right now.
So there's a configuration error with the XFCE4 dev tools, which those are kind of nice to have.
yeah.
Yeah,
XFCE app finder commands from autocomplete are not saved in,
not saved in the history.
command history.
Yeah.
They also want to improve the search results for it. They want to introduce file searching into Thunar, which currently it doesn't have. And then they want to migrate away. They want to migrate away from init tool and glib get text size and use get text directly because that's just a thing that
Mm-hmm.
those are just libraries for like manipulating text.
Yeah. So it's only 5
Uh,
issues that they've got to squash.
Well, those are the ongoing ones that they're working on right now, and then they've got the unstarted issues as well. Which XFCE4 panel, they want to make sure that the panel can work outside of XFCE now.
Right.
And then there's a few issues
Because
with,
they're
like,
trying. So I would think they're trying to avoid the implementation of like Waybar instead and keep their panel.
And keep the XFC panel alive.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, because I mean that would sort of kill the point of the whole XFC stuff.
No, I mean a
Well,
panel's a
that
panel,
and-
bro.
Not necessarily.
I would say a panel's a panel. I mean.
Well, okay. So here's the thing about the XFCE panel. Technically, it does support Wayland. The issue with it is that because it's checking to see if the XFCE session manager is active and running, it will refuse to launch on a Wayland compositor.
Right. So unfortunately, until they fix the panel and all these other bugs,
And maybe
it's
call
not
me
coming out.
a little bit more basilar in my mindset, but the reality of it to me is a panel's a panel. If you can click on it to get to
Right.
your applications or have it display important information on it, I don't care if it's a Waybar, I don't care if it's a freaking XFCE panel, I don't care what you want to call it, man. As long as it's there and I can see my crap, I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, I know, but
Well, that and Waybar doesn't necessarily support like a window list, so like it
No,
can't do
no,
like taskbar
so-
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
and
they are basically stuck going with the XFC.
Yeah, which it's not terribly difficult to work on. They just have to make it run independently.
Yeah. What Darren Clef said in the chat, by the way, he said that he did notice that his display was sharper with Wayland too, and I responded that the colors, I noticed that too. I mean, I had literally a monitor that I bought, this Samsung, which is an HD monitor, right? And I'm like, I bought this monitor and in the X11, it didn't look any different than my other freaking monitor. I'm like, why do I not see this sharper image? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
As soon as I started running Wayland, I noticed the difference. I'm like, holy balls, this is amazing.
Do you want to know why? It's actually really easy.
The rendering is better, I guess. I mean,
because your graphical environment is more hardware accelerated under Wayland than it is Xorg.
yeah. All I'm saying is it actually. I was on the verge of getting rid of this monitor and thinking that it was the monitor. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I was like stunned at the difference. I was like, wow. I mean, it looks amazing. And on I have a 50-inch big screen TV that I use as my third monitor, which is what I've got my OBS running on right now. And I'm here to tell you, man, it performs both of these monitors. If I could have a 50-inch sitting right here on my desk, I'd be like, hell yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I mean, no.
Nah, just get the wall. You know what that is?
Yeah.
The wall?
But I tell you, I gotta be honest,
LTT?
guys.
You talking about the LTT wall? Yeah.
I'm still patiently waiting for like the prices of these ultra wides to go down because I really want to get one of those actually.
Yeah. I mean, I'm
But,
telling you, Wayland
yeah.
Wayland is definitely the future. Not taken away from what X11 has done, but
No,
the reality of it is Wayland is definitely the future. So it's better to kind of start learning it now and learning its things. You know, like one of the things that a lot of people don't like is the screen capture in it, right? And that people complain is a bug because you have to authorize it to screen capture, right? By selecting the screens and stuff like that. Right.
Depends if you're using KDE Plasma.
Right. But the point is people don't like that. They consider it a bug when to me, that's a security thing. That's a solid win. Because you don't want just any application to be able to just grab shit.
For it now.
Yeah. That is a solid win, but people were like, "Oh, that's a bug." You know, I'm like, "No, it's not, dude. You need to look at it the right way. It's actually a win, man. I'm happy for that." You know what I'm saying? You know, and it's just like I said, it's more vibrant. It's a little bit more secure. The way and just the way that it runs is, to me, I noticed that the animations, when you're doing animations, you know, outside of comp is and all that kind of stuff on X11, right? The animations are even far much smoother.
yeah.
They're much smoother and they're much. Huh?
I'm on Wayland right now as we're talking.
Yeah, and I'm just telling you. I mean, it's just it's a much better compositor. I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm kind of excited for XFC on Wayland because I gotta tell you, my laptop has. This is gonna sound like a cliche and kind of me knocking a dead horse, but I'm kind of sad for I'm not necessarily sad for Xorg to go, but
yeah,
I mean the one cringing.
It's not going to go. It's not going to go. It's
just
still going to be there.
I know it's going to become a thing of the past, but the thing is that the NVIDIA support is the one thing that's making me cringe to the nth degree.
You know, here's the thing though, Alex. I think at some point it really will be just gone because I mean, think about it, right? A lot of the Linux space is backed and more of the work's done by larger companies.
So I got into a discussion with somebody about it. I can't remember who, but they brought up a very valid point because I was like you saying the same thing. But there are going to be distributions out there that don't want to migrate to Wayland, and they're going to stay on Xorg.
No.
And they're going to need to maintain it. So it'll get, and pretty much so, it is feature complete. It's literally been on a maintenance schedule for how long? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So really, it's just a matter of maintaining it, and so somebody's going to pick up the maintenance for it.
But maintaining Xorg is a lot of work.
Yeah, well, I understand that, but
I mean, people just probably what'll happen is that Zenocar will be ported to Linux from OpenBSD.
Maybe. Darren said, you know what I said about the monitors? Of course, there's somebody out there that's going to one-up you, right? Darren says, I have 2 monitors on my system. Both are 50-inch 4K TV, 60 hertz. He says he loves them.
Right.
Wow.
I mean,
he sits at a wall.
Right. Well, my concern with my laptop is that, it has an RTX 2060 card.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm personally not opposed to running Wayland on. It's just I've heard a lot of, I guess, complaints and stuff about Wayland with Xorg. Wayland with NVIDIA, I should say.
Well, what I feel sad about that, man, and because so many people put so much money into NVIDIA I mean, I put money into NVIDIA, but not buying their graphics card. I invested in their stocks because the minute that they started making and they've grown exponentially because of their their AI stuff. So I caught it at the right time. But my point is people invested into video cards for NVIDIA, and NVIDIA is pretty much so recently. They've made announcements that are kind of alluding to the point like, must suck to be you guys because we're not investing into that anymore. We're investing into the AI cores. And whatever you guys get are secondhand. So basically, they've walked away from the table on that. They have no more.
About the consumer anymore.
They don't care. They've walked away from the table. So all you're going to see is they made their code open
Yeah.
source. The reason why they made and it now I see the big picture as to why they finally open source their. Why would they, after all these decades, all of a sudden decide to open source their crap? It wasn't because Linux was getting a win. It was because they knew they were going to start to walk away from the table at that time. And so when they started to
Yeah,
walk away
I
from the
know.
table at that time, they're like, we need to find somebody to kind of help maintain this so people can still try to invest with this. So why not open source it so people can make patches for it and make the fixes for us?
Right. And
You understand what I'm
I've
saying?
been,
That
like-
was the business mindset, and so now they've officially come out and said it. So now what's going to happen is those things are not going to those things are not going to be their priority and have not been. So you're going to see declination even more in that,
Right.
and this is where Intel Arc, I think, is becoming. Is becoming the savior. They're coming to the group because AMD is going to.
Oh, John, there he goes flexing.
Because AMD
A770.
solidly
I got
AMD.
one up down here.
AMD.
I don't know if you can because he got the A770, brother.
770.
Oh, frick! There goes Josh.
Watch
Josh
him
gonna
out
flex
too.
too.
He's going to come out with
Watch
two,
him.
he's going to come out with
Right,
two
well, Here's what I'm
A770s.
trying to say. So, right. Well, here's what I'm getting at. So, oh no, Josh, there he goes flexing his card box. Oh no.
We called it, guys. We called it.
Yeah.
So let's see here. I was one of the first in the United States to get an Intel Arc GPU.
Mm-hmm.
Which one
Oh
is it?
God, Josh, no.
This was the Challenger ITX that they had available for like pre-order on Newegg.
Okay.
Oh no,
Yeah.
Josh, there he goes.
And then
There he goes.
Intel sent me this wonderful thing.
Yeah,
'Cause,
I
you
have
know,
that. I have.
There he goes, Uber
Yeah.
flexing.
Well, when I say that Intel
Yeah.
sent this to me,
Yeah.
they actually did because I was.
Yeah, you said you were going to do testing for him. They were sent to you for testing.
Because I had this one first.
Right.
I was one of the first desktop users to actually be filing bug reports.
Right.
They're like, "Hey, try this beast."
Yeah.
Like,
So
yeah.
so back to what I was saying though, is the Intel Arc card is going to be the next saving grace for people that don't like AMD. Because don't like AMD because AMD is going to stay doing what AMD does. They know where their bread and butter's at, and
Well,
they're making what they're making their money on is their graphics cards because there's still a need for them, and their server processors,
Yeah.
and more so their server processors. So there is a need
desktop
for a second.
processors, too.
There is, and what would you say, Josh?
And desktop processors.
Yeah, and
too.
desktop processors. So there is going to be a need for a viable
For AMD.
alternative to AMD. And so Intel, they were smart. They were like, yeah, we can fill that need. And the card that they and from what I understand, the cards that they put out are freaking pretty good. Yes, they need some work, but you know what, man? What are they in generation 2, 3 on it or whatever it is?
Generation 1.
Or generation
Yeah, that's
okay.
Gen 1.
Gen 1.
Yeah.
Okay. Really? I mean, for them to
Yeah.
come out swinging like they did on Gen 1, you better take a serious look at them for real. And they actually
should, not when they launch.
yeah, and they actually have AV1 support.
I'm actually really excited about something else called Intel Deep Link. Is what I'm excited about.
Yeah.
What's
Basically,
that?
You know how AMD has their thing. If you use both an AMD CPU and GPU,
Yeah.
it allows a better experience. Intel
Yeah.
has the same thing for Intel processors
Yeah.
and their GPUs.
Nice. That's awesome. That's how you marry an ecosystem. That's perfect. You should
Yeah.
do that.
Tomorrow's going to be great when that Sting case comes in.
Yeah. So
Everything's getting built.
So for me, my thing is the Intel Arc cards. I mean, I'm looking at getting an A770.
I
You
think
know.
you should, Alex, because then we can start streaming with AV1.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I'm going to be building a second box.
Oh, okay.
At least that's the plan going forward. I'm going to take this production one and I'm going to turn it into a server, and then I'm going to build another production box.
What are you going to be doing with the server?
Maybe a Nextcloud
He's going to
server.
be watching the Home Lab series and spinning up some services. That's what he's going to be doing.
And maybe doing a whatchamacallit, maybe doing like a jellyfin server, that kind of stuff.
Cool.
Also,
You
I
know,
was thinking,
having
I was also
100%
thinking,
legal stuff.
yeah, I was also thinking it for the team, for the channel team, that we could make it a server that we could use, you know, for hosting, you know, back channel stuff on.
If we're gonna do that, let's do it the VPN route, not port forwarding route.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, just think about doing that. You know, I mean, I don't know, sky's the limit, but you know, it's gonna be a pretty beastly little server. You know what I'm saying? A freaking Ryzen 7 freaking 5800X or some shit like that. With it's a 5800X.
That sounds so overkill.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's going to be a beefy server. You know, I mean, I'm taking a production machine and it's actually a gaming machine to turn it into a server. You know,
you could, yeah, and honestly, you could make it where for you, and whenever you're on the go, you could like remote into it, and let's say you have just free time and you're somewhere else, you could be video editing.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was thinking too. Yeah, is I could use it for editing and shit like that. You know, so it'd be kind of cool.
Yeah,
but
that's what I'm going to be doing to my box as well.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So I mean,
I did it Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
I did it the dangerous way though. I have a port open.
Ooh.
Because my ISP is a pain in the butt.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to learn about the VPN forwarding shit like that, so that'd be kind of cool. I'm pretty sure it's a lot easier for sure.
It's a lot safer.
Yeah. See, that is not my strong suit. I will be the first one to tell you right now, man. I literally fall on my face when it comes to networking. Like, I can get into a router, I could set up the password, like I could set up a shared drive on the router. That's the extent of it. But connecting a DNS to my router, dude, I'm all thumbs, dude. Dude, this freaking remote has more knowledge on that than I do, man. I guarantee you that.
I actually went to a tech school here called Meridian, and I graduated from there. So that's how I know most of this stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, didn't go to tech school. I've just been reading man pages since 2008.
Good answer.
Yeah. So that's where I got a whole lot of catching up to do when it comes to that. So that's kind of the reason why I want to build the server too, is because I want to learn some stuff. You know, I want to get a little bit more knowledgeable on that. And,
hey, you gotta record it when you do it.
Well, I did record my setting up my Nextcloud for a local intranet setup. You know, I did do that, so I was a little uncomfortable in that video making it, but it went over pretty good. A lot of people liked it. So
you should do it for an external one. You'll probably get way more views on that.
Yeah, and so
no,
I would think so.
No, don't. If you're gonna be hosting your own Nextcloud instance, don't expose it to the internet.
Hey, I'm saying
that's what I've read. That's really why I didn't do it, because I've read that that's actually not a good thing.
Here's the thing: you just blur out all of the addresses. That's all you got to do. Blur out all of the addresses so people can't see the addresses.
Well, that's why I heard that you want like I said I've been told that if you want to do that, then use a forwarding DNS service. You know, works, Duck DNS or something like that. You know, and so I was looking at using Duck DNS.
What you could do is like use a VPN service much like a Tailscale, a mesh VPN, and then just use a VPS just running Nginx, and then just have it route the traffic back towards your Nextcloud instance.
Yeah.
So he's just saying, Alex, call him whenever you're ready to set this up.
Who's saying that? Oh, Josh?
Yes.
Yeah, maybe
I only understood like
it might be the one video that he doesn't fucking troll me on and say negative shit about. Or call for a fucking boycott. Bullshit.
Alex, stop. Stop. You need to stop it.
I'm sorry, I philosophically disagree with what you're doing with the videos.
Yeah, well, whatever.
You know, philosophy, muscosophy, whatever.
Yep.
I made a board.
So anyhow, yeah, no, that's what I want to do with this box when I finish building the new production machine. And I'm looking at for the production machine, I'm looking at getting a Threadripper.
Oh God. Good luck.
For
So
what you're doing, the Threadripper is probably not actually like the best choice.
Mm,
I mean, if you're just
Like-
editing, I would think so.
No,
or a Ryzen
No.
9. It's either Ryzen 9 or a Threadripper, something like that.
no, because okay, so the big benefit of the Threadripper is that you get a lot of cores.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean that you get a lot of performance. You just get a lot of cores. And the big benefit of a lot of cores is that you get to increase the number of threads that you're using for like your compiler. The issue with like video work is that ideally you're not even really using the CPU at all.
Well, no, because
Uh,
and this is true because I do GPU rendering now.
Yeah. So realistically, the Threadripper is not going to be the best choice for you because what you want is the single thread performance that a normal desktop CPU would actually provide for you.
Wouldn't it be better to go Intel if you want single thread performance? Ironically.
Only for video games.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's for
okay.
video games. But
Okay.
what I'm saying is that any like standard desktop CPU will probably do better than a Threadripper. And I'm saying this as a guy that has owned and used a Threadripper system in the past.
Focus yourself,
Rest in
Justin.
peace.
Yeah.
Well,
Focus yourself,
again.
Jonathan.
This is annoying the out of me. Oh,
You're back.
first,
You're back
wait
in
for
focus.
it. Okay.
Well, there's a solution to this, by the way.
Buy a
Improve your
DSLR.
lighting.
I
No,
will
not
improve my
DSLR.
lighting.
Yeah, I'm just
All you
kidding.
have to do is just improve your
Yeah.
lighting. Put a light directly in front of you.
Right there. Yep.
Yeah.
I will.
Because what it is that the camera is actually focusing on like this side of your head up here,
Yeah.
and that's why you keep dropping out of frame because it sees that there's nothing here, so decides that it's going to try to focus on the back wall. But of course,
Gotcha.
the back wall is basically a blank texture, so it doesn't know
Yeah.
what it's doing.
Either that or
Gotcha.
put a tree right behind you, or a plant.
I could totally do that, but I will probably just get a ring light and put it right here
Yeah.
in front of me. Yeah.
Well,
No.
it doesn't even have to be a ring light. Like the lights that I use here are like cheap little clamp lights.
Oh.
Like you can go to Lowe's, you can buy like a 4-pack of them for $10.
You're joking. Okay, I guess I gotta do that. in
That's
the
literally
morning.
what I'm using.
What are you using?
Once I get off. Let us see one.
Okay, you know like those really cheap like shop lamps that basically just like a light fixture on a clamp?
Yeah.
That's what I'm using.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, light is light. Well, not really. You can diffuse it by putting stuff in front of it to make it softer and that kind of stuff. But yeah,
paper towel.
Yu-Gi-Oh, or Ricky dropped some news about Gen 2, which we're talking about tomorrow on the podcast. By the way.
Yes, we are.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay, so like to clarify that's only for the Gen 2 stable branch. So if you're going to be like using the upstream rolling branch, or like you want to install something like say Steam, you are going to be compiling. It's not a complete repository. In fact,
Not yet.
Realistically, what it is, it's a way to install a KDE Plasma without waiting 10 hours. That's really it.
Not yet. But once again,
yet is the word.
everything good has to start somewhere.
It's good or bad depending on who you ask. Right there.
Pretty
Yep.
much.
But this repository has
Hey,
actually existed
one of our channel
for-
members is online.
Yo,
What's
how you
up, English
doing?
trainer, man? Good to see you in the chat.
Yeah.
And yes, we're going to have a
Yeah.
great 2024.
Yeah,
Wait.
fantastic 2024. But
Can we have a full day? Okay.
that repository has actually been around for a very long time now. All you had to do is just whenever you call your forge command, you just add -- get bin to grab the binary package, or -- get pkg, or it's like pkg or bin, and it would just pull from that repository as long as you know you actually had the bin repo host file created, which most of the time wasn't. But if you looked at like the live images for like the past 3 months, that file's been pre-populated.
Nice.
Well,
Well,
let's
I'm
go
just
ahead and mention that they can. Go ahead.
Well, I'm just glad that they're taking a step on saving some people's wasted hours in life, by providing that, so you can actually get on with some install pretty quickly. You know what I'm saying? Pretty nicely. So I mean, it's a positive step in the future where Gen 2 will actually become real again.
I mean, it's always been real. It's just is it worth it or not?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I meant.
So the biggest benefit of Gen 2 is not necessarily the fact that it exists, but the fact that it gives you the power of choice over the Linux distro.
Too much choice sometimes.
So one way or another, if you want to go down a rabbit hole, you're going to be compiling no matter what you do, because those packages are literally built for a very specific way. So if you're looking to do like any CPU optimizations, which a lot of people tend to do on Gen 2.
Well, yeah, with your your make flags and all that kind of stuff.
WebKit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's fine. And that's fine. But like I said, there's not a, that's where I think Red Core shines, is because,
they default to binary packages.
Yeah, and you could actually just install it and go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think, that not being an option with XFCE kind of sucks. I'm sorry to say, but, given they don't offer, for example, XFCE and, alternative desktop environments, it really is a pain,
Well, think about how much it would be a pain for them to do that.
To maintain a distribution.
That's what I'm saying. That's a pain.
Yes, I understand.
I mean, you
totally
should know.
Do.
Of all people, you should know this. Why do you only offer XFCE instead of KDE and GNOME and everything else?
Well, because
we can literally flip that back on you.
No, I know. Maintaining a distribution in general is like,
exactly.
It's a royal pain in the butt, and I get why, the Red Core guy, he only offers KDE because, I don't know how many people he has on his team, but I can understand.
He offered to come on the show, and I was going to get him on the show, and it just never came out. I should see if I can get him to come on the show and talk to him about it.
That'd be pretty interesting. That would be kind of a cool interview to do with him,
Yeah.
It would be kind of a neat show to have him, come on for a segment. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I can't remember where he lives. I don't know where he lives. I want to say he lives in the Middle East somewhere.
But I got to tell you, the way he spins Gen 2 is so freaking cool.
It is way awesome. I mean, it's, and what's interesting...
I tell you, I have tried many times to build a Gen 2 ISO of Xenix OS with XFCE and Calamaris. It's not easy to do.
Mm-mm.
I got to tell you, Josh has seen me try to do it in his Discord. I've tried, for months to get it to work. I've come close, but the damn Catalyst documentation is I've shown it to Jonathan. Dude. John, you've seen it. It's not easy to follow, is it?
No.
Yeah. Josh being, the Gen 2 caveat here, I've shown it to him even, it's kind of...
Wait, and it left him in the
I
dust
hate
too?
to say, but it's...
Well,
I've shown it to Josh. I've shown it to...
There's this appearance that I'm all knowledgeable, but when it comes to like spinning it, there are things that I don't actually know. Like I can't really tell you much about how file systems work. I can't tell you too much about encryption, and I can't tell you too much about actually making a bootable distribution image.
No, I know, Josh. I know you're not the be-all, end-all, man. I know you're not. I never said you were. You've installed Gen 2 almost as many times as I have, if not more. You've installed Gen 2.
Probably more.
Actually, you probably installed it more than me because you started way before I did.
It used to be that every single distro hacking episode was just me reinstalling Gen 2 on something.
Wouldn't that get boring?
So
that would not be boring to me, at least.
That'd be very boring.
That's why I streamed it with friends. That's why we streamed it.
And those literally were the only people watching, probably.
Yeah. No, okay, distro hacking literally came because I just want the very first episode of distro hacking literally happened just because I wanted to install Gen 2. And I wanted to do it all in one go, but I didn't want to get bored. So it's just like, we'll just do a live stream and have an open chat room.
Yeah, that was kind of fun. Yeah.
And that's how distro hacking
and that's where Ben came along.
Yeah. So
I don't think you were actually in the first episode, were you?
Not that I'm aware of, but after a while, I came around, and it just became a
probably
natural
just
thing
Google
after
Gentoo
that.
install on YouTube one day and you found it. That's what
Mhm.
happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, fellas,
Yeah.
it's 7:05 here. We've been on for I don't even know how long. We've
2
been on.
hours.
I don't know
Yeah,
either.
we've been on for a while.
But
so
we had fun.
Oh yeah, it's always fun. And suffice it to say, I think that my issues have been solved with the problematic bugginess that I've been having, where stuff was popping
Yeah,
in and
I
out.
mean,
Like
I noticed no problems at all
Discord,
except for my late
Discord
webcam
didn't
thing.
reload on me like it usually did. Remember when it did that the last couple times?
Yep.
Yeah, I
Discord.
mean, this random shooting the breeze stream has been, I think, Alex, one of your better ones.
Yeah. Hey, I'm
Ouch.
receiving a phone call. Thank you, Ben. Hang on. Hang on.
Yeah.
He's receiving a phone call.
Hello. Yeah, I'm good, bro. Actually, I was gonna stop by and see you. Right now, I'm in the middle of a podcast. Can I call you back? Okay. Okay, cool. I'll call you back. Okay, bye. All right, guys. So that was his family. He's like, he's a hell of a good guy. His name is Gary, man, who he does all my stereo
Yeah.
stuff, all my car stereo stuff, all my electronic stuff. Car
Yeah.
electronics guys from back when I used to do, auto body and stuff. And he was calling to talk to me. So I was he doesn't call me very often, so I was wondering if there was an emergency for him, but it's not. He's good. So I'm
Yeah.
all happy. I'm all happy.
Good,
So
good.
yeah. They call me.
Let's see.
Yeah, Darren, it's true.
Well,
So anyhow, listen, man.
Anyway, I think you're right, Alex. I think we have to, stop the show at some point.
Yep, we do. I got to get dinner.
Oh, no,
More
actually,
specifically,
I went back. I was wrong. I was wrong. The first distro hacking episode, I was building computers.
Oh gosh.
well, there
So
you go.
Gen 2, I guess, didn't come till much later, didn't it?
Apparently not.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Oh,
Where is
geez,
Gen 2?
Josh. Well,
The first distro hacking Gen 2 install was September 3rd,
What?
2021.
Wow.
Is there anything I need to do for you tonight, Alex? Just so I know.
No, I'm probably gonna record a video or two. I'm gonna record a video or two, maybe some editing coming for tomorrow. Because I'm gonna go to the lab. I'm gonna start recording some videos, and then tonight, and I'm gonna be recording all weekend long. So.
Okay.
wow, so you've got some stuff going on, Alex.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have to keep content going on this channel. You know what I'm saying? I have
Yes,
people.
you do, my friend.
I have people, like English Trainer Online, who enjoy my content so much that they actually support the channel by joining it, becoming a member. And I have Patreons, so I do that for. And
yeah, you got a lot of stuff to keep up, man.
yeah, well, these are all people. I mean, I make what drives me is them. Honest to God.
Yeah, what drives
And my
you is the
subscribers.
community. It drives
I
us
have
all.
I have great subscribers. And they support me, and I'm grateful. I'm humbled by their support. And so that's one of the things that I've done recently, because it's a new feature that YouTube has put out. And it's that channel members actually get to watch the videos prior from, I think, the moment that I post them on there, from the moment that I post the videos while they're scheduled to go public. So the time before they go public, officially, they can watch them first. So that's a perk that they're getting, which I'm grateful to do that for, because they support the channel, and they should get a perk like that. And doing the grind that I do makes it very difficult to actually make specific content for them, because I have a full-time job.
Yeah.
When I retire and am able to not have the full-time job, then this will be another benefit that I'll be adding to them, is I'll make Patreon and member specific only videos. So that's coming for them, and I don't care what people's view is on that. That is how it's going to be, period. So anyhow, that's the announcement I wanted to make. Other than that, the 2024 New Year should be rocking solid. If at very least to make it successful, we change nothing. You know what I'm saying? We keep the production quality where we're at, everything going forward. We don't regress. You know, we're going to still continue with the pod, continue doing our videos, you know, still hanging out with people in the Discords and doing this kind of stuff.
Right.
You know, I'll just try to, you know, I try to expose myself as much as I can out there to as many people, you know. So with that, you know, I just simply say the same thing I always say. Please hit a thumbs up on this. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Consider joining the channel or buying me a coffee. Y'all keep doing what you do. Keep on Linuxing. Y'all stay safe, stay blessed, and we'll see you all in the very next one.